Hello everybody, my name is Brian Kelly and welcome back to Talk of the Town. All of you know it's Milton's 350th anniversary. Matter of fact, June 11th is the birthday, and we've had a lot of things happening in town. Some of you went out to the Ronan Tynan and Pauline Wells concert, which was fabulous, a sellout event. We had the First Parish, had the first night of town meeting there. There's been a lot of things with the Historical Society and Auntie Samarco doing some lectures, and there also was their annual dinner. And so we're just continuing on that theme and trying to let you know what's going on and some of the stories behind the story. So that's how we got to today. I have two special guests today. The first guest, we have Brian Doherty. Brian's with the Milton Fire Department. Brian, what is your official role with the fire department, besides fighting fires?
I'm Lieutenant of Fire Prevention, currently serving as Fire Prevention Officer.
Fire Prevention Officer, okay. And beside Brian, we have Rachel Shanor. Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thank you.
Now, I'm not going to tell you why Rachel's here for the time being, because I'm going to let you know a story. I was talking to Brian. Brian is on the parade committee, and so we're talking and we're making plans for the parade, and it's a very exciting thing. It's going to be a fabulous parade, and we have bands and things from all over New England, and it's just going to be a fabulous day.
Sure is.
So, of course, we're talking to Brian about fire apparatus and how exciting in these parades when you have the fire engines going down the street. And I was asking him about my uncle, who was a firefighter in Boston, was on engine 17 out of Meeting House Hill. And I was saying, you think we can get that fire engine for the parade and everything? And in the conversation, he mentions that, well, I have this nice fire engine, this old fire engine, a 1919 Oldsmobile, is that correct?
Yes.
A 1919. Do you have a picture, Brian?
I do.
A big picture of it? Or
no, this is about
okay, hold that
right
up.
here.
Maybe we can zoom in on that. That's a 1919 Oldsmobile. So try to hold it steady so you can zoom in on that, Brian. And this was an actual fire engine that worked Milton. And I got to ask him, well, how did you get, well, you know what? Brian, you tell me, I asked you about this. Tell me the story about this fire engine, how it came to be part of the fleet today, and how you're going to be able to have it in the parade.
Well, what happened is 15 or so years ago, we started a fire museum here in Milton, and a collector contacted us and let us know that he had this older engine that belonged to the town at one time, and would we like it for our collection. Well, one thing led to another. Of course, we didn't have any money to purchase this engine, but a local collector, an Oldsmobile enthusiast, got wind of it, and he decided to buy it. And his name was Jim Epstein. He lives in Shanor, Massachusetts, and he purchased the engine. He fully restored it, and he let us know he had it. I went out and saw it, and we started bringing it out to the town for our local parades. Memorial Day Parade, Veterans Day Parade, etc. And so it was approximately 10 or so years ago that Jim called me and let me know that he had his fun with the antique and he was going to put it up for sale. Were we interested in purchasing it? And I said, Jim, we love the truck, but we don't have any funds to purchase a truck like that. But I'll talk around town and see if anybody might be able to help us out. And so one thing led to another, and I know a lot of people in the Historical Society, and I had briefly known Rachel Shanor, and I was put in touch with her, and one thing led to another through Rachel, with Rachel's help and the help of a lot of her friends, and help of Mr. Epstein, we were able to purchase this truck for our collection, and it's been in the town now for, I'd say, close to 10 years now.
And where is it kept? Is it kept in that old barn, the fire barn that's behind Town Hall?
It is. It is. That's where it's kept. And we bring it out for the museum, and we try to bring it out as often as we can for the local parades. And, you know, depending on how it's working mechanically, it's an older truck, so you can might well understand how difficult sometimes it is to keep it running. But we keep it running. I had it out a few times this past winter, as a matter of fact, running around the neighborhood because of the nice weather. And as a matter of fact, I had it started up yesterday, and it's working fine.
And we might need some volunteers on the side of the road that if you see this during the parade not moving forward, it might not be intentional.
Yes.
So we might need some pushers.
Yeah.
Now, Brian, mention Rachel, and you needed some money to purchase this, and somehow, so Rachel, are you just this rich,
Right.
rich person in town
Well-
that just gives people money? Is that what this is all about?
Yeah, well, actually, what happened, the funny thing that happened, Brian called me on May 17th. Now, May 17th is a special day in our house because it's the anniversary of my son, Ricky Coombs' death. So Brian called me and asked me about the truck. So I said, oh my goodness. So I started to tell him it was about 10 years ago. My son died in 2000, and about 10 years ago.
How did your son die?
Oh, he had leukemia.
And how old was he when he died?
He was 4.5.
He was 4.5 years old
Yeah.
when he died. Okay.
So he had a bone marrow transplant. My daughter was the donor, and he was fine, but he relapsed, and he spent a lot of time in the hospital. So during that time, he was 4.5, and he absolutely loved anything to do with firefighting. So he would put his we have some pictures of him. You know, he'd take the alcohol wipes and wash the fire truck. He would. That's in the hospital, in Children's Hospital. He would.
Was he doing that?
Suit up with
suiting up, okay.
With that. His friend, my good friends Lauren and James, gave him the jacket. He'd put it on and go up to the fire station. And he was just very. This is when he was.
Is this while he was sick or prior to
Why?
being sick?
Well, he was while he was sick, because after the transplant, he was very restricted in the activities that he could do. So we would go up to the firehouse, and everybody was so sweet to him, like he'd have his little bald head. But they were just very gentle, and they'd show him all the apparatus and point everything out. And they made us feel very, very comfortable. I just will never forget that. I just loved it, and he'd be so excited. So my friend came to me and said, she said, let's do a road race. And we weren't going to raise money for it. We were just going to have it as...
So when did she want to do a road race?
So he died in 2000, sorry.
On May 17th?
May 17th, yeah.
Okay.
So then in 2001, she came to us and said, this was Bunny Marquette, came to us and said, let's do a road race. So I said, great. And we weren't going to raise money for anything. And I said, but you know, I would just hate to think that the Milton Fire Department needed something. You know, there must be something that they need that we could use the funds for. So my friend Cara Russo's mother, Ann Thompson, who we all know,
from the historical society,
the real mayor of Milton, she mentioned, she mentioned the truck. So I said, oh my God, that'd be perfect. Let's try to raise the money for the truck.
Okay.
So that first year, oh my God, it was just the best. Oh, and we had one of the engines came, and the other. So
Do you have something to show something else on
yeah.
that? Okay,
So the thing, the Montilios baked this cake that looked just like the truck. That was really really awesome. So it was just a wonderful.
Look at what a beautiful picture of him.
Oh yeah, that was him. He's on like a riding lawnmower. But you know, he'd have the boots and he'd put the walkie-talkie right on the, on the jacket. And, you know.
Tell me, you told me a story about when he was in Children's Hospital.
Yeah. So one of the doctors lived in the North End, and he was going home from work one day, and he stopped at the firehouse on Hanover Street, and he went in and said, "Oh my gosh, we have this kid. I have a patient who just loves. I mean, when I tell you he loves firefighting, he just loves firefighting. Is there any way that you could go and visit him?" So they thought for a minute, and they said, well, you know, one of our buddies is over at Huntington Ave.
Engine 37, yeah.
Engine 37. We'll arrange it. So before you knew it, the engine came to the room. Now, unfortunately, I was out running because I do like to run. I just happened to be out for a run. But John was there, my husband. They came up to the room, and they were all suited up. They took him down in the elevator, and John said he was just so happy because you could smell the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he just loved that, and he's riding in the elevator down with them, and they had the truck out there, and actually there's a picture on here,
Yeah.
there he is, and then he got to sit up in the truck, and the nurse was so cute. There's this pregnant nurse, and she's taking pictures, and she wrote 37 on his little helmet. So that was really, I mean, that was just so much fun. Oh, and I was saying to Brian when I came in the hospital, I go, where is it? Where are they? It's so quiet in here. And the nurse showed me the Polaroid, and I go, oh, I saw that truck down there. So I go running down. So, you know, that was a nice
Special day.
And it really,
Kind of like a Make-A-Wish thing.
it was like a Make-A-Wish. But what I loved was just how, like, I have this is one of the T-shirts from the Ricky Coombs Fun Run.
I see Tony
And Tony
Pickens, yeah.
Pickens on the side. And I was saying to Brian, I was just reminding him of like, I got to do so many things that with these guys. They had this special prayer service for him at the firehouse. That was just such a special thing. It was just
In
really.
the funeral, you had the honor guard.
Oh yeah, that's
the
right.
honor
I
guard
forgot all
from
about
the
that.
fire
So-
department. And
so-
in fact, in the picture, it looked like the chief. Was that?
Yeah, it was the
chief,
chief. Oh,
yeah.
so listen, I said to so anyway, poor Ricky, he did fine, and then, you know, just things didn't go his way. So, I mean, it didn't work out. So we're having the funeral at the Unitarian Church. Oh, and I told them I wanted to put his little red boots up on the altar, so they had the boots up there. And I said to the funeral, to home, I said, do you think you can get a fire truck there? You know, the firehouse is right behind it. Well, I came to the church.
So you didn't know what
I
you were
didn't
going to
know.
see.
I thought, oh, they would pull some vehicle out, it'd be in the back somewhere. You know, I get up there, and there's the truck, the engine, and that's the chief.
He wasn't chief then.
He wasn't
right?
chief
Well,
then.
He was a
lieutenant-ism?
Lieutenant Grant. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
in
Yeah,
the middle
Grant.
there.
and there they were, and they had the, you know, the black
Yep.
on
Or
there.
like they wear at memorials or
Yeah.
at funerals and things.
Looks like
Fallen
Bill-
like a fallen
Yep.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Looks like Bill Chase.
Yeah, it was Bill
Chris Hooley.
Chase.
Chris
Yeah,
Hooley.
and I was just beside myself. And then it was so, like, some years later, I saw Bill up here at Atherton, and he said, I was there that day.
Yeah.
And I said, I know you were. I mean, it was just such a fitting tribute. So, I mean, I will just never forget that as long as I live. So that's why we just, you know, anything that we could do, it was just such a special thing. So when this whole truck thing came about,
So here comes Brian Doherty looking to buy a truck. So what did you say? What did
Well,
you
he just said I learned that you were thinking of doing something to help out the town and the fire department in
Yeah.
some way, and it just so happened at the same time, almost simultaneously, within a week or 10 days, Jim Epstein had called me saying that the truck was available and if you would like to purchase it or maybe somehow let people know that it's available if you'd like to have it for your town. He wanted to make sure it was when he unloaded it, or whoever got it after him would take care of it, and
And you want to give Milton first dibs.
he wanted Milton to have it because he knew it was originally a Milton truck. It had been a Milton truck, and he knew about our history and our
Fire Museum.
yeah.
the fire
Well-
museum, exactly.
And it's so cute. Like every year when we'd be having the race, I'd call Brian. He goes, "Yep, we'll have the truck up there." And then there'd be that one year. I mean, everybody was long gone, and they're still out there. I think you had to have it towed.
Well, it's a 1919, you know?
Yeah. So we had a few glitches mechanically,
Yeah.
but
So wait a minute, so you approached her, and so you
So
decided
I
to make
said,
some
"Oh
of
my
the
God,
funds
that's
that you
a
raised?
fabulous idea." So this was when we were planning the race. So that's why we had. I think on the flyer and everything, we must have said that because Montilios, we gave them the picture to make the cake.
Yes, and they did a great job.
So we must have known at that point that
That was
that's
the theme. That was
that's
the
what
goal.
we wanted to
Yeah,
raise the money
and
for.
a lot of people turned out to help
So we had
out.
tons of people. We raised quite a bit of money. Now then, the anonymous donor. You tell that part of the story.
Well, Mr. Epstein, how he helped work it out.
Yeah.
He helped work it out, and he got it done. He got it done.
He
and-
got
You
it
found
done.
someone else to help with additional
Exactly,
funds?
and no names named.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Because they don't want you calling them every year.
right. So, anyways, it's turned out to be a great piece for our parades and our museum collection, and
This will be the biggest parade that
Yeah.
vehicle's ever been in, Brian.
the best.
And
part-
Rachel, you're going to ride in
Yeah.
the parade, right? Rachel, come on, tell
Oh,
the folks
yeah,
at
yeah,
home.
yeah.
So
So
when
now-
you see this vehicle coming down through the parade on Saturday, June 9th, weather permitting, you're going to
Yeah.
see Rachel, and you're going to know a little bit of the story
Now, see,
behind
but
it.
here's the beauty of this. Brian pointed out. Now, Brian, explain in the front seat what's very important.
on
The
front seat.
firefighters with their dress.
Yeah,
uniforms on.
when we you know, when we're in a parade, we'll usually wear our dress uniform, so it looks very traditional, very
Yeah.
historic. So
So we'll.
But you also donated not only the truck, you donated something else.
Oh, this is
tell the folks.
Well,
what
this was all Brian's
else.
idea.
Well, that's all right. Brian's a smart man.
So what we did, so we had the truck, and then Brian had this great idea. They have this turnout gear, which is
What's turnout gear?
Brian, you explain.
well, it's the gear that firemen use when they go on a call. You know, when they hop on a truck, they throw their gear on. First, the bunker pants, the turnout coat, the helmets. And what they have, these local companies produce authentic gear made for children's sizes. So what we decided to do was purchase various sizes of the bunker gear for children, so that now we have it, so when they come to the firehouse, they can put the gear on and really feel, so they're not trying to put on something oversized and very heavy. This is gear that actually fits them, and so with the help of
Fabulous.
Yeah.
with the help of the road race and a lot of friends of Rachel's, we were able to buy a whole slew of this turnout gear for the children of the town of Milton.
Yeah. So we're hoping in the parade that we have, because
A couple of lucky children might
yeah,
be able
we
to
have
ride
the
with
formal
the turnout
wear,
gear.
parade
Exactly.
wear for the firefighters in the front, but the kids, we would love to have a couple kids in the back, and they could wear the turnout.
And we have some already lined up that
Yeah.
are very excited about the opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, this just came because we're talking about the parade, and
Yeah.
then Brian mentioned in the old truck, and then
Yeah.
then him telling me your
Yeah.
story, and it's just fascinating,
Yeah.
you know. And so it would be a great pleasure to have
Oh.
you in the parade, and you know,
Okay,
and
great.
for people to remember the story of your
Yes.
son.
Yeah.
You know, you hear these things. A friend of ours' son had leukemia, and he survived. But you know, you don't realize the risk that he was in
Yeah.
until you hear someone
Yeah.
that had the unfortunate experience of
Right.
their child not surviving.
Well,
you
and
know?
also, like I remember when Ricky died, my first thought was, oh, what if they forget about him? You know, like I just panicked. And I just feel like here we are 12 years later. It's just such a perfect tribute.
And I called you on
On
May
the
17th.
17th. And see, the other thing is that I love, I mean, everybody, any 4.5-year-old, they're just so optimistic and so, you know, they have not a care in the world, and they're so enthusiastic about what they like. You know, they're so, like, just the way he was so creative with his,
Yeah.
and they don't, oh, I got to suit up, and they don't, you know, they don't know the past or the future. They're just right in the present.
In the present,
So,
right? And I think we as adults have to be in the present.
yes,
And so I want all of you to be in the present and be present
Yeah.
at the parade.
right. So, yeah, I know it's such a celebration for everything that we can be so grateful for.
Now, you wanted to mention something. You mentioned there's another run coming up. So
yes,
Why don't we do that?
Okay,
right?
yeah. So what
what run is this?
this is the Mad Scramble.
Okay.
So the Mad Scramble is being held on the 28th of June, Thursday, the Thursday before the 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
So the memorial race, it's the Michael Devon Memorial Race, was started a couple years ago, and the family put on the race, and it was a fabulous race. The course is excellent. It runs on and off roads. It's 5 miles. They have this great.
Where is the course?
It starts at the Pierce Middle School.
Oh, so it's a Milton Road
It's
race.
a Milton Road race. It goes around Turner's Pond,
Oh,
down
great.
Central School, Canton Ave, around Pope Pond,
Pope's
Pond.
Pope's
Oh,
Pond, and then in the back. Excellent course. Really fun race, and it's a great cause. The Memorial Fund, they raise money for scholarships. and
Do you know the website for the information?
it's,
for the folks that
I think it's madscramble.com.
Okay.
So that I really encourage. It's a great Milton event. I
Okay.
really encourage a lot of teachers from the Pierce Middle School
Well,
come.
isn't there is a teacher in the Milton schools, Devlin?
yes.
Miss Devlin. What's
The
her,
daughter is
the daughter.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I remember going on a field trip and she was on the bus. with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
I don't know what school she's at. Is she at Pierce? or-
Pierce,
is
yeah,
she at
and
Pierce?
Brian
And then
Devon.
starting at Pierce.
Yeah, Brian Devon is one of the best runners in
A
Milton.
local runner. He's
Yeah.
been running for many, many years. I remember when I was in high school, he was running before it was so popular. He's been running most of his life.
Yeah.
Do they have a
Legendary
goal, a
runner.
fundraising goal, and what is it for? Do you know?
Are they
going to buy a fire truck?
They raise money for scholarships and other things that they kids at risk. They do a lot of good things for the community. So that's a great way to honor the brother, Michael Devon. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so folks, so you just found out about another event. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay.
You know, a little plug on Milton Cable. And, but the big plug I gotta get is gotta put on your calendar, block off the big event weekend. Just forget those plans. The Cape's not gonna be any good that weekend, so stay here with us. Friday night, let me just get the calendar of events here so I don't screw this up, because there's been a lot of changes and things still may change, so stay informed. Watch Milton Cable for updates, the Milton Times, things like that. So the big event weekend on Friday night, so 6 o'clock, events are going to kick off at the high school. We're going to have food, so there's going to be all kinds of food there, so come hungry, all right? There's going to be live entertainment, a lot of it performed by Milton High School students. So I believe, and things could change, but I know we're going to have the jazz band and the concert band. So they're going to be on a stage. We're setting a stage up in the basketball courts. We're trying not to use parking spaces, or as few as possible, so we have room. We're going to have s'mores. So we're going to have a fire pit with some s'mores. So this is Belgium chocolate s'mores, okay?
Oh.
They're going to paint it onto the graham cracker. You're going to get a little kit with the marshmallow and the stick. You're going to heat up the marshmallow, put it in. You won't drop the chocolate on the ground because it's attached to the graham cracker. It's going to be fabulous. That's Perfections Chocolate, and Quincy is creating those for us.
Oh, nice.
Matter of fact, this is an item that they have developed specifically for us. It might be an item that they carry in the future. And there's been a lot of testing going on, and it's been fun working with them. We wanted a theme, you know, a link with chocolate, because chocolate was such a part of our past. So we got Perfections Chocolate doing that. And then we got some sponsors. We got Town Tree from Milton is going to come in. They're going to build the fire pit. So we got Town Tree building a fire pit. We appreciate the Pascantonios for doing that. Linda Dorsina Forey, the state rep, she's also contributing some money and helping sponsor that part of the events on Friday night. So, and then of course we have the fireworks. So around 9:15, we'll see how when it gets dark. We're going to have, and the fireworks, Atlas Fireworks Company, I believe this is the same company that, not, is it Atlas? I'm not sure, but there's a company out of New Hampshire, and they do the 4th of July downtown Boston. So the same group. This isn't going to be one where you go shoot one up and wait. You know, that's how you make it sound like a long time. People go time these things, you know. They go, oh, it was a 20-minute show. But you go to a 20-minute show where they're going one at a time, and they wait 3 minutes between each one. This is going to be a spectacular fireworks show, okay? So, and we get the fire, right? We got the fire department will be there, so it's going to be safe. It's going to be fun. And then on Saturday, there's going to be a reunion, a coffee, maybe a coffee. I don't know what they're going to serve, but you can follow up and look into that. But there's Janet Christensen has done a great job at putting together a high school reunion, a Milton High reunion. And that's going to be in the morning on Saturday. And then I don't know the exact time in front of me, but we have then we have the parade at 2 o'clock. So they're going to be closing the roads early. So get out early, get in your position. There's going to be parking around town. I believe Milton Academy is going to be one of the places that's going to accept parking for the parade. The parade is going to go from Milton High School. It's going to end at Cunningham Park. Okay. We have the Mummers Woodland Strings Band, the #1 Mummers band out of Philadelphia coming up. They're absolutely fabulous. Look them up on YouTube. You should see the show that they do. The colors are just going to blow you away. I'm telling you. We got the 7th Regiment coming from Connecticut. That's a junior drum and bugle corps. We have the Spartans coming down from New Hampshire. We have these corps sleeping in town. We got a group sleeping over. The Mummers are staying at Curry College. We got the 7th Regiment staying at Milton Academy. We got a drum corps. The Spartans are staying at in the field house.
Wow.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes to make this happen. So it's just going to be absolute. There's going to be some surprises you don't even know about. We're going to have, of course, a great fire display of trucks and things going down the road, including yours truly on the 19th. Did you name this thing? You should call it the Ricky Coombs. They should give it a name.
We call it Combination 1. That was the original name of the truck.
Combination
we always
1?
call it the Ricky Coombs truck.
Yeah, combination 1, you know.
So
Ricky
when they
Coombs
go by,
truck.
I hope you give them a big round of applause for the Ricky Coombs truck. Okay, then after the parade, what you need to do is get back to the high school. Because at the high school, we're going to have kind of like a family fun day. There's going to be food, okay? There's going to be live entertainment. We have Big Joe, he's a storyteller, is going to be on the stage. Then we have Susan Reed, who lives in Milton, is a fabulous performer, travels around the world performing. She has CDs out for the children's CDs and stories, fabulous entertainer. So she's going to be actually performing in Boston and rushing back to Milton to be on the stage at 5 o'clock. We have Tag, Toss, and Run. We have Tag, Toss, and Run, accompany a guy named Paul Tukey, who started this organization that encourages people to get out on the lawns. He's trying to discourage pesticide use and things on your lawns. And he wrote a book, and you'll be able to get the book at the event. But he's coming up to the event. He's going to talk a few minutes about that. And we have lawn games out on the softball field. So, like wheelbarrow races, all the old-fashioned, okay, some old games that Native Americans used to play. Okay, we actually have some games from Scandinavia. And Fitness Unlimited are coming over and are running the games for us. So we have the fitness instructors. They just love the theme, the link. You with me? So they're coming. So you're going to see the Fitness Unlimited people here, and they're going to be running the games. Then after that, we're going to move over to the football field, and that's when the mummers and all these drum corps. So we have a whole slew of bands that are going to perform on the football field, and then that'll be from like 6 to 8 o'clock, and the event will end at 8 o'clock that night. And if you come back on Sunday and go to the gazebo, we have a Dixieland band, the Bay State Stompers Dixieland band. Emma G. Moulton's been working on this. She's got a fabulous Dixieland band. They're going to be in the gazebo. They're going to have a tent set up beside the gazebo. We're going to have a town-wide picnic. They got magic, some kind of a magic show. We got Jedley's magic show. We got Peter Pinio, who grew up in Milton. His mother was in the 300th parade in a horse and carriage. He owns a hayride in Canton. He's bringing his hayride equipment. So he's going to be in the parade, but on Sunday there's going to be hayrides for the kids. You can bring a lunch to the picnic, but there'll also be Fame. Fame is going to be friends in
music.
The music group fundraiser. They're going to be selling sandwiches or food at the picnic. So bring your wallet on Friday night. So if you want to buy food, all the activities are free. But the food, of course, is not going to be free.
Okay.
But we'd encourage you to come up and buy it because it's going to help the boosters. It's going to help the PTO.
PTOs,
It's going to help Fame. So that money, any profits are going to go back to help those organizations. So just going to be a great weekend. And then follow that up on Monday. There's going to be the History Bowl, and that's actually June 11th. And at the History Bowl, they're going to have competitions. There's going to be children's, and there's going to be adult elimination. And I believe Marita Cronin is involved with that. So stay tuned, and you can read about some of the activities with the History Bowl. So again, there's never been a parade like this. A lot of money has been spent. A lot of money has been donated. There's going to be a 6-horse hitch Caldwell Banker has paid for that's going to be coming down the road. And we have a monster truck. I think Bay State Physical Therapy bringing this. This is a monster truck that they have to bring in on a monster truck. Okay, and set it up. So it's going to be absolutely just fabulous.
Now, is it going
up? You come in the
up?
parade, you're in the parade.
Is it going up Reedsdale?
Is it going up or going down?
Reedsdale.
Up
so
or
it'll
down?
come down Canton and right on.
by Atwell Street, yes.
It's going to come from
good.
the high
so
school.
we can set up. Our neighborhood can
It's going to
head.
go right by the gazebo. Then it's going to take a right at the library.
Yeah.
A good place to park is at Milton Academy and walk up by the library, and then spread out down Reedsdale Road, heading towards St. Elizabeth's. St. Elizabeth's is going to have a trolley with the children's choir in it singing.
Oh, how exciting!
Then you're going to go past St. Elizabeth's. You're going to go on to Pleasant Street.
Yeah.
Down Pleasant Street, past Matracas's or whatever that market's called now. They changed name, I think. And then it's going to end at the Cunningham Park. And so it's a good 2-hour parade. I would count on 2.5 because we have a lot of merchants that are going to be in it. And we have the whole Shriners contingent. I'm talking 11 units. Okay? We got clowns. It's just going to be totally chaotic and a blast.
Good.
So, hey, that's it. So, folks, I appreciate you joining us today and watching the show. Just keep following the newspaper. Go to the website, www.milton350th. That's with the th.com. Check in. And make sure you stay in town. The mayor of Milton, Phil Driscoll, will be out there with his key. And so a lot of good stuff. So Thank you again for watching. Thank you, Rachel, for being on the
Okay,
show and telling the
thank
story
you,
about
thank
Ricky.
you.
Thank you, Brian Doherty.
Thank you, Brian.
And
Thank
for all
you,
you're
thank
doing
you,
and for
Brian.
introducing me
Thank
to
you for all
Rachel.
you do.
Thank you, Milton Cable Access, for all your hard work today. I appreciate it. And folks, we'll see you at the fireworks, 6 o'clock, Friday, June 8th. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.